it's a fucking joke. As a business, we lost about 400k. Sometimes I get starstruck. Yeah, I think it's the biggest rip off in the watch industry.
All right, okay. So if you were CEO of Hublot, what would you change?
Like and subscribe.
Just really quickly, I want to ask you some questions about watches and the watch market that I think all the people watching would want to know.
Yeah, 100%.
So cool.
100%.
So this period that we're going through right now, in your opinion, personally, is this harder for you now, or was it harder for you when you had your struggles pre-pandemic?
I think pre-pandemic was significantly different. Pre-pandemic, people didn't want to spend a fucking penny. Yep. Absolutely no chance. So this period is less difficult than it was pre-pandemic. Yes, really? Most definitely.
I remember you talking on YouTube saying that like your business was like close to.
Yeah, it's because my business didn't have a big reputation, but I tried to sell a green dial Daytona for 20k, and like people didn't even buy it. I genuinely asked Luke Stafford from Fish Brothers. Yeah. I offered him for 20k and he said no. I'm not even joking.
Damn.
It was bizarre. That was bizarre. That was a bizarre period. Today, people are still buying. Today, we sold 4 watches. I just checked.
Yeah.
And like, January's been strong.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to lie. October, November was absolute rubbish. One of the worst months we've had in years. December was just average.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we do see a big shift, like, but the prices being lower also means it's more accessible to more people.
That's true.
That's also positive.
That's a really good point.
And for us as dealers, it doesn't really matter what the price is. We make our margin anyway.
It's true. I guess the difficulty for a dealer would be if you buy a lot of stock at X price up here, and then you're left with this stock because you can't sell it. And a lot of dealers have been hit, right?
We are no exception on that, but you change the strategy of your business. So you take the losses. If you're a man, you take the winnings, right? So you also need to be a man if you lose money. So we take our losses, and we as a business, we lost about 400k. And it could have been significantly worse if we didn't take properly action.
Yeah.
You just rebuild from there. It's what it is. And that's the beauty of business. Yeah. You wouldn't have any good years if there weren't any bad ones.
Fair enough. What is the biggest mistake that you've made on a watch, would you say? It can be financial, it can be
I've made a few mistakes in my life, but I mean the biggest mistake I made financially was a couple of grand, wasn't too bad.
Really?
I mean, it was an Audemars Piguet jewel, a white gold piece of shit. Like,
okay.
I mean, it was rubbish. But I overpaid. But there's not anything significant that I made mistakes with.
Yeah.
Like, I'm an exception on that because I'm actually really careful, and I surround myself with really, really knowledgeable people in every niche.
Yeah.
So, because like I'm not the know-all. Like, there's people that are significantly more specialized in certain areas than myself. So I am very fortunate that I have those people in my network, and I also have the possibility to ask them questions. So I don't really like. Yeah, we've lost 20 grand, and we lost 75 grand on a reshop meal. Yes, we've been there, but I mean, it's not a mistake. We bought it at the time at a price that was very, very good for us, and we would have been able to make money if the market stayed the same.
Fair enough.
So
good answer. That is a good answer. And we were just talking then about your personal watch collection, which you held off from telling the world about for quite a bit, and you've actually released. Was it Swiss Watch Gang?
Marco. Yeah. I shared a part of my collection because I want to people always said, why did you do it on his channel? But Marco's a legend, and I wanted to help him out as well. And we were talking about doing a video for years, so everything just came together perfectly. But there's that was a part of my collection. Yeah.
Fair enough. And you have some actually unbelievable watches in your collection. Is that everything, or are there still some bits and pieces?
There's some absolute masterpieces still. Stuff that there's 2 pieces that the camera has never captured.
Wow.
Which I hope that maybe in a year, maybe in 2 years, I'm not in a rush to share that with you guys and with YouTube and it's
that'd be cool. A part 2 would be cool.
A part 2 but then on my channel.
That'd be cool.
But no, people loved it, and Marco just hit 100,000 subscribers, so very proud of him, and it's just cool. Well,
it's interesting, isn't it? Because as dealers, it's sometimes you're put in a position where you have to sell a watch.
Yeah.
And it could be for any reason, right? Are there watches that you have that you will just never ever sell?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. There's several watches that I would never sell. There's several watches I never want to sell, but the want is different than need, because certain pieces that I own are from such an extreme value that I don't know what the future holds.
Yeah,
it could be that I could, with my type of behavior, I could sometimes get myself into any form of trouble, even financially. There's a part of that will never sell, and a part that I never want to sell. So I think we split that, and there's a part of that where I don't give a shit about.
Fair.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've talked about this before. Do you actually have a favorite watch brand?
Yes, I have a favorite watch brand. I was obsessed from a young age with Rolex.
Is this your Rolex?
I was obsessed with it. And this is why it's so hurtful for me to see where Rolex is heading to now. I mean, how the way authorized dealers handle their customer base, like, it's a fucking joke. And now comes the other thing, right? Now the market is a bit fucking on the edge. Now all these bloody sales guys are trying to win those customers back and be nice to them. Here's chocolates, here's this. Go fuck yourself. You don't like me in my good times, you're not getting me in my good time, in my bad, or you don't like me in my bad times or good time, whatever. You know what I mean,
get it,
right?
Yeah.
You, like, at first you don't want to sell me a watch, and now all of a sudden you do. You know what you can do? Climb a tree, right? Fuck off. Leave me alone.
It's so funny. But so if you were for some reason like able to change the way ADs work, what would you change? I
would do exactly the same as Adidas does, or Nike does it with Jordans.
Yeah.
You get a proper so there's a watch coming out that's limited to a certain region, or a watch coming out and there's certain watches available in every region.
Yeah.
Everyone that is interested pays, leaves their details, pays for it. And it's simple. It's just being drawn. It's just a draw. Just
a random lucky dip.
Put yourself in. Put yourself in, but you have to pay for the watch in full, right? Period. Okay. Done. And if you're one of the lucky ones, the money is taken off your card, and you get the watch, and the rest is the money is released.
Interesting.
So that's what I think. Like, Nike is doing that. Adidas is constantly doing that.
Yeah.
Champions League tickets goes exactly that way, right?
Yeah.
It goes exactly that way. I mean, that is honest, and I think that in every way possible, Rolex should take control over their own sales channels and get rid of all these authorized dealers, because they're shambles to the brand.
Yeah.
Like, let me be completely honest, and I'm just saying this the way it is, after a really good conversation with a very, very successful businessman, right? And it literally says, why the fuck do I want to buy a watch of a guy? I'm just saying this, right? Why the fuck do I want to buy a watch of a guy that makes 25 grand and doesn't know anything about the watch? I want to level with people. If I want to buy a watch and spend my hard-earned money, or spend my money with someone that is, or spend money on such an object that no one wants, I want to be level with someone. And this is genuinely, like, I'm not saying this from my perspective. I understand where he's coming from. I don't sincerely agree, to be honest, but I think passion above anything else. But the knowledge that the authorized dealers are absolute shambles, mate. And I have countless examples for myself. I mean, we all know, right?
Yeah. Interest. So Rolex is your favorite?
Yeah. And what you see there on the wall is one of my absolute masterpieces. That's one of the watches that I actually didn't show on camera. That's my 626.5 on a Jubilee bracelet.
That's actually your watch.
That's actually my watch.
And you've blown it up and put it on your wall.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's my first ever vintage Daytona.
So going from the brand that you love the most to one that everybody knows that you hate. Is it, I guess, two-part question. Is it a genuine hate and dislike?
Yeah, fucking hate them.
And why?
Fucking hate them.
Is it the quality?
It's the biggest fucking rip-off in the watch industry.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, okay, so if you were CEO of Hublot, what would you change on day one?
I would listen. I'm just give credit where credits are due. Hublot does listen to their customers. Other brands don't do that. Hublot is working on speaking a language of the next generation, right? So very good. I see all these footballers, all these heroes wearing these watches, all these people, these kids growing up wanting to wear that in the future. Very clever, very smart.
Yeah.
But like, Hublot is just, there's nothing you can do with Hublot. Period. Like, I wouldn't be able to change anything at Hublot, because this is where they stand for. If they make a classic watch with the Hublot logo, it's like, what the fuck is that, right?
Yeah.
But and their business model works, and I think they're one of the most profitable companies in the world. So I can't change that. I wouldn't want to change that for it's just that's where they stand for.
I get it. It's interesting because Hublot is like they do so well based on marketing, like you said. Exactly. But Rolex, for example, they do well because the product is just shit hot.
Caliber HUB 4100, right? It's literally, it's not even. They say it's modified, but they can climb a tree.
Yeah.
They've just put a different router on. That's it. That's not really what I call modified, right? So there's not really time invested in that. But they call caliber HUB 41.
Yeah.
It's a base plate ETA 7753, right? And that's a fucking 250 quid movement, mate.
Yeah, and this is the interesting. So is it
the 20 grand watch?
So it's the quality and the price point. It's just not because you look at
They don't even outprice themselves, but I mean, this watch is 20 grand. Here you go.
Yeah.
So people just spend 20 grand, but it's not. It's literally less than $1,000 to make.
Because it's like you've kind of made a name for being the Hublot hater. Do you think you've damaged the brand? Do you think if you were to look at like a sales report over the years, and then when Nico Leonard starts talking about Hublot and saying how bad the brand is, do you think there is a dip in revenue?
Not.
You don't think you've dented anything?
No, absolutely not. I think actually I helped them.
Oh, interesting.
Because there's so many people in the world, millions of people that never heard of Hublot in the first place. That all of a sudden hear me talking about it, all of a sudden watch the World Cup and see it everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely no chance.
Really?
And I'm not delusional to even think that. But
I half did think that. I was like, everyone I speak to has the same opinion of Hublot as.
For some reason, they've never sent me a cease and desist letter either, and I have heard of a creator that received one in the past.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I think they're fucking loving it.
They probably do, don't they?
You see,
it's free good marketing again, isn't it? So okay, going back to a brand that you do like, Rolex.
Yeah.
We know this now. I know this is probably going to annoy you, isn't it? But predictions for 2023.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you think they will release? Is there anything you would like them to put out to the world?
I think Rolex. Rolex. You never know, right?
Yeah.
They're so unpredictable. It's ridiculous, right? So I don't think I can't. I have absolutely no idea, right? What we do know is that it's the 60th anniversary of the Daytona, right? We know that. So hopefully Rolex is finally starting to listen to their customers and make the precious metal Daytona with a ceramic bezel, right? Which we've all been asking for since 2016.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, that this is what I like to see. But listen, there's no rumors, there's nothing, and people say, 100% sure it is, whatever.
It's all speculation, isn't it? But it's 60th year anniversary of Daytona, isn't it?
Yeah.
The 70th of the Submariner, I think 1953 was.
Yeah, but they have already done something with it
for the 70th.
No. They've just put the new Submariner out there. The 41. That's 2 years ago.
No, it's 3 years ago. 2020.
Yeah.
So do you think that they'll do anything for the 70th?
I don't expect that.
You don't think?
That. Maybe they bring out, but you never know. This is the thing. You never know, and it doesn't make a difference either. No. It's usually boring as fuck.
So if anything, you would do the Daytona. The ceramic bezel, precious metal Daytona.
Yeah, that's
what you'd like.
Customers want, and what real customers want as well, is an oyster flex on the Submariner. To be fair, but Rolex is not known for really listening to their customers.
I was going to say, it feels like they listen and they do the opposite, or they just don't do what people want.
Exactly. It's genius, right?
It is.
Rolex is marketing genius, but let's not give them credits for not listening to their customers, right?
Because I was shocked with the Sprite last year, the left-hand drive, and I remember 5-6 years ago, people were talking about a ceramic Coke GMT, and I think
I would have never.
You think they'd never do it?
Yeah.
No.
Why would they do? Why would they do that?
Well, they did with the Pepsi from pre-ceramic to ceramic.
Yeah, but what they're currently doing is just adding an extra waiting list to the watch. So,
but they did though with the Sprite.
Yeah, but the Sprite was so ugly that they thought no one wants to buy that. You see what I mean?
Do you not like it? Left hand drive.
It's horrible.
Really?
I think it's horrible.
Have you sold one?
I've had many. Yeah.
Okay, fair.
No, I don't. I absolutely dislike it in every way possible.
Fair enough.
So and then they brought out this titanium piece of shit, 50 mil.
I was going to ask.
I mean, they're just fucking with their customers, right? They're just trying to introduce a new watch to make sure, well, they do it to make sure that there's not a waiting list.
Yeah.
Coming, so they're making it as horrible as possible.
It's almost like they sit in a room like this, like big desk, and like, right, what does no one expect? What is ugly as shit?
Yeah, exactly. And watch us still selling it.
Yeah.
To you absolute fucking lunatics.
We're the mugs, aren't we?
You see what I mean? Fool on his money is easily parted, you know.
Yeah. That's a good saying, actually. Okay, so Rolex. What are your opinions with AP then? Because AP kind of drip feed releases throughout the year.
Did you see the new release?
I like it.
Fucking class, mate.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I rate it.
I'm like, listen, Francois done an incredible job at AP. I think he's leaving at the end of this year, which is going to be sad because he brought new life into AP.
Yeah, he did.
And it's going to be a hard one to succeed that, to be honest. But other than that, I'm like, wow, AP is cool, mate.
I love AP. Cool. I think AP is my favorite brand.
The thing is as well, right? And to be honest, right, people can afford Rolex, right? That's the thing. People can just afford Rolex. Like everyone can afford it, like genuinely.
Yeah.
AP is just like different level. Not everyone can afford that.
Yeah. And
this is the strength of Rolex, but also the strength of AP.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's interesting that because like. AP, what have they released? Obviously the latest release, the music edition, which we both really like. Did you see the gem set stones? There was 20.
Absolutely nuts, mate.
Mad, isn't it?
I just look at that. You know how extremely difficult it is to find these exact stones.
That many of them.
In exact the same clarity, but exactly the same fucking. That's bizarre. That's just bizarre, and I'm like, wow.
Have you seen any of those on?
I've seen one. Yeah.
You've seen one.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wear it, but I would love to have that and put that on top of my TV or like somewhere where you just
somewhere safe. I hope.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah.
All right.
Fair enough.
You just want to look at it. That's the thing. It's just.
Imagine wearing that. I can see Drake wearing it. Like someone like that, but
I think Kevin Hart or
that's it.
Mark Wahlberg. They'll buy every collar.
Yeah,
I think they already have one in every collar.
I can imagine you've sold to a lot of famous people. You probably can't mention who you've sold to for confidentiality, but are you selling to the biggest celebrities in the world? Yes, and I have, and sometimes I get starstruck. Yeah, really. It's funny, like. Are we talking like top tier celeb? Yes. Movie stars to no way. Whatever. Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised, but it's crazy, mate. Can you say any name just to give like a little taste? I don't want to do that. Don't do it. But I biggest footballers as well. Yeah. Like the thing is, what I like. My business, Pride and Opinion, is separate of what I personally do as a consultant. I own the company and we sell watches across the world. But what I do is personally, I do the big boys, like I do the big guns. That's so fun that you have the business running day to day. You've got people to do that, and you can go around and like have fun and like travel, meet all these people. All right, that's incredible, and I'm working there as well because I'm trying to put the name of the company out and try to meet clients myself and. Yeah. Mad. Last question then. What would your next watch be if you had an unlimited pot? Groeneveld chronograph. Yeah? Yeah, 100%. Why? That's just the nicest watch I've seen in years. Yeah? Yeah, by far. The Groeneveld chronograph, I don't know how you say it in English. I know how you say it in Dutch. It's a Dutch brand. It's just nearly the perfect watch. Yeah. It is nearly the perfect watch. Yeah. I think if A. Long and Söhne came out with that, A. Long and Söhne would have gone next level. Yeah. Right? If Patek comes out with that, the watch would be sold out for the next 10 years. Yeah. Interesting. Watches, by the way, sold out. Yeah. For more than 10 years. But you know what I mean, right? Yeah. What are you on a waiting list? Are you? You know what? I mentioned them a few times in videos, and they sent me a DM, and I appreciated it, right? And I said to them, like, listen, if there's anyone ever coming available or whatever, let me know.
They double tapped it and gave it a heart, but didn't reply to that comment.
No.
So I was like, fuck.
Oh, thanks for that.
Hopefully. No, I'll make it happen. Maybe direct, maybe whatever. If I want something, I'll get it. Right? It's not a cheap watch, mate. It will take me fucking a good amount of time to sort that out. But
how much do they cost?
I think they retail from about 155,000 euros. That's retail. There's only 200 plus of them produced. It's a really collector's type of brand, so collectors wouldn't release that at all. People that own one wouldn't. So that's, for me, it's my watch, and that's what I want to have in my collection. So I'll need to work hard for it. That's the beauty as well as watch collecting, right? You need to make an effort. Yeah, I find that's the most enjoyable part. Not knowing where a watch is or if it exists in your case. Yeah. And then going out, finding it, persuading the seller to actually sell it, and then getting it. That's just part of the game. It's just one big game. It's fun, isn't it? And I love that game. Yeah, I do. And I love to play. And I love not to lose. I like winning. Love it. Winners win, right? It's true. Appreciate it so much. It was really good to talk. That was short. Yeah. No, short. Just a little YouTube vid, you know. Your little vid. We're gonna do a podcast really quickly as well. We've got a little bit of time, so. You're not stressed now. I was stressed out of your fucking. I was stressed because I was trying to get these cameras set up and ready because. This is my. I'm like, you know what? If your flight leaves at 4, you need to be at the airport at 4:45. You're not used to that, right? I'm not used to this. Right. Heathrow, it takes like 2 hours to get. Well, not 2 hours, but it takes a long time to get through. But anyway, welcome to Belfast. Relax as fuck. Appreciate it. But yeah, like and subscribe, guys. I'll see you soon. Like and subscribe.